Greetings once again, spacefaring adventurers. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with Eden Zero. This time, Mashima has actually given us a battle map to show us where everything is, who's doing what, and maybe hints of what's next to come. Currently, Homura is battling God Aknoella, while Valkyrie takes on Brigadine. Shiki has left the party of Rebecca, Jin, Klein, and Laguna in order to board the Eden's One. Meanwhile, as the Eden Zero is bombarded by the attack of dragons, Killer has infiltrated the systems of the Eden Zero and has revealed to Hermit and Wise that in 10 minutes, the Eden Zero will self-destruct. Meanwhile, still on board, Sister watches over the out-cold Pino alongside Moscow and Happy, while Witch battles Wizard. We've also gotten a momentary peek at thousands of years in the past, where the human form of Hermit talks to the human form of Killer about the impending destruction of their world and how best to save it. What does it all mean? Join me as we get more answers, won't you? Right, Eden Zero, chapter 259, Storming the Eden's One. Right, aboard the Eden Zero, Hermit questions in shock. An Eden Zero self-destruct protocol? She and Wise look at the countdown timer, already at 9 minutes 35 seconds. Killer taunts them on the monitor saying, "You have 10 minutes. Wise grows angry saying, "Why I oughta?" But Hermit says, "We have to do something. How can we?" Meanwhile, at the battle between Witch and Wizard, Witch sees the timer as well, now at 9 minutes 33 seconds. Witch says, "What?" Wizard informs her, "Killer activated a self-destruct code for your vessel." Witch questions, "You're going to destroy the ship? Then why would you board it first?" Wizard calmly tells her, "Because my only purpose is to kill you. Those are my only instructions." Okay. I applaud the dedication. Gotta make sure she dead. Meanwhile, over at Sister, the countdown hits 9 minutes 32 seconds. Sister questions in panic, saying, "The Eden Zero is gonna self-destruct? What the hell is going on?" Moscow struggles against the door, saying, "It's a bust. I can't wrestle the door open." Meanwhile, Happy is next to Pino, saying, "And Pino's still out cold." Sister curses, "Damn it." There he is, as a familiar figure suddenly appears behind her, saying, "Sent on a mission to a ship doomed to deflagration." Wow, deflagration! Second manga I've read that's actually had that word in it next to One Piece. The figure shocks Sister by saying, "Can't you just taste the tragic heroism?" As she turns to face Clown. She shouts, "Clown, how did you get here?" Clown brushes it off, saying, "It's good to see you again." Yeah, he was aboard the Eden Zero when it came to this universe. Remember? Honestly, I'm surprised they didn't do more with that information, but, Sister questions, "Huh?" Clown informs her, "Oh, but don't you remember? When the Eden Zero made the jump to Universe Zero, I was on the ship too." Sister and Moscow are shocked. Moscow saying, "Noskoi!" Happy questions, "Then you remember?" Clown tells him, "Indeed, I do indeed. I still have my memories of the last world." But Sister smiles and mocks him, saying, "Then you remember me beating the crap out of you?" Clown says, "Of course I do." "Oh, so I should tell you, I didn't come here to fight you." Suddenly, gas starts filling the room. Moscow panics, saying, What the Moscow is this?" The sister winces. She says, "This is anti-android Halokanaf poison?" Clown tells her, "That's right. I'm not here to fight you. I'm here to make sure you end up dead." And the gas surrounds Clown as well. This is suicide mission. Sister and Moscow begin to gag and cough. Happy, unaffected, shouts, "Pino, use your EMP!" And Pino is still out cold. Sister drops to her knees, saying, "This is not good." Happy shouts, "Sister, Moscow!" And Clown sneers, saying, That should take care of all the bots around here. But then Cloud is shocked when he sees Happy. Yeah, like, I instantly knew, though, honestly, because it's, like, such a big plot point. Even though usually Happy doesn't, I mean, the latter half of when we were in the previous universe, Happy didn't really go into his blaster form that often. But Cloud questions, you, how are you not dying? And Happy just says, well, in this world, I'm not a robot. I kind of love that. It's just like, I'm not a robot here, man. And he would know that. It was a good play, but it's like he would have no clue that that's the case. Oh, man, I love that. Although what Happy can actually do, I'm not really sure. Aw, we're cutting away. Aw, that was such a good punchline, though. I love the kind of surprises you can actually see coming, especially just because it all adds up in the end. Meanwhile, out in space near the Edens 1, Shiki's Leo starfighter comes alongside it. He shouts out, "There's the gate. I'm storming the Edens 1. Shiki's ship enters the hangar. Theme rushes out of the engines as it comes to a halt. The door to his cockpit whirls open, and Shiki jumps out. Naturally, a wave of android minions, all brandishing blasters, come rushing out to greet Shiki and open fire. But Shiki easily dodges between the blasts. He rushes in with a powerful strike, one that decimates the ground, sending waves of the mindless automatons flying through the air. Man, Shiki looking so cool, not even phased. But there's still more. The skeleton army continues to open fire, but every shot Shiki easily manages to deflect with little next to no effort. As the shots keep on coming, Shiki then uses his Magimech attack, and on all the blasts that he deflected, he brings them up before him and then sends them all shooting back down with gravity field, taking out even more of the skeleton army. Shiki then sends out a wave of gravity, crushing even more of the androids. As the dust settles and all the bodies have hit the floor, one android still stands and tells Shiki, "I can't believe you actually boarded the ship." Shiki is perplexed by this statement, but then the android just herks and jerks and pulsates and spasms, and then it falls apart. And out of it comes a unknown monk-like android, it looks like, who says, "Little did you know this would be your final destination." Ah, there we go. I was waiting for it. This is the Eurasian Says Galactica member, Lightning Law. Lightning Law says, "Little did you know this would be your final destination, Shiki Grand Bell." Yep. I figured. I was waiting for more of them to start appearing. That's the thing. Oh. And sure enough, we cut back to 20,000 years ago, where someone thinks the name Shiki. We cut over to the hospital, where we see Witch in bed, saying the name Shiki. Witch, who is next to her, questions, "Shiki?" Witch says, "Oh, it's nothing, forget it. Maybe it's because I'm sick. Sometimes words pop into my head that don't make any sense." She smiles. Witch says, "I wonder if it's someone's name." And Sister tells her, "I'm pretty sure it doesn't mean anything important." But Witch smiles, saying, "No, it's a good name, Shiki." Alright. So all we have left to appear is Lady Freya. Although, I'm kind of perplexed, because I figured Lady Freya would have been the one to take on either Homura or Valkyrie. But now that Lightning Law is taking on Shiki, maybe Lady Freya will be the one to take on everybody else? You know, Rebecca, Laguna, Jin, Klein, they're still, like, out in space, not really doing anything. There's also the question of where Dead End Cure is. So there's still a few components that still have yet to fall into place. I had heard someone say that Mashima was actually kind of considering whether he wants to end Eden Zero and keep Dead Rock going for longer than he originally planned. But, I mean, Eden Zero already feels like we're nearing the climax. Like, anywhere under 100 or, hell, even 50 chapters, we could end this. I mean, if you were to tell me that this series ends at chapter 300, I'd kind of believe you. Now, maybe that was an old statement, but, I mean, once we entered the final universe, went through a lot of what we went through, I was just like, okay, I can see this ending soon. So I'm not really sure the context of that statement, because it's long since felt like we were leading to the climax. Yeah, because looking at it, Ravemaster ended just shy of 300 chapters, and I could easily see Eden Zero ending around that chapter 300, just because everything feels so final. Everything feels like this is it. This is what we've all been leading towards. If he's made any major changes, they've been kind of negligible, at least from my perspective, because it feels like, yeah, this is what we've been leading to. The moment we introduce the plotline of Ziggy and the revelation that the AI of the Edens One was behind everything and controlling everything and this, that, and the other, it's just like, okay, everything's kind of fallen into place here and there. It's still a little bit like, okay, what's going on here? But, I mean, if he could stick the landing, this will have been a really great series. I'll still have preferred, honestly speaking, both Ravemaster and Fairy Tail as a whole, but Eden Zero is still a good story, and it will be great if he could stick the landing, because he said he had a plan. He said he wants to end it with its number of collected volumes between those of its two previous series. Yeah, I don't know about that. Ravemaster hit 35 volumes, Fairy Tail hit 63. Well, the original Fairy Tail. If you add on where 100 Years Quest is, and you add that all together, which most people don't, but I mean, it's still the same ongoing story. It literally picks up where the original Fairy Tail ended. So at 78 volumes pretty much at this point. If he can find a way to get this to, I mean, like I said, Ravemaster had 35 volumes. If he goes just a little bit beyond that, okay, that's fine. The big difference is that Eden Zero kind of doesn't, I don't think collects its chapters in the same way that Ravemaster did. So there's like a difference of like around a volume or so. And he has enough chapters for a 29th volume. So if I'm doing the math correctly, at chapter 311, he'll have hit the same volume as Ravemaster. And that'll be 35 volumes. So if he goes beyond 311 chapters, he'll be past the number of volumes for Ravemaster. So yeah, let's see. 311. If he hits that point, he'll have made it past where he wanted to go. If he ends before then something changed and he wanted to end it a little bit early. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you see this going on for another 50 or so chapters? I could see it. I could see this wrapping up in about 50 or so chapters. Maybe a little bit more than that for some extra stuff that might still need to be answered, but we are in the final phases. We're entering these final battles. I mean, shoot, everything that happened on Lendar took up about, 5 volumes in and of itself. So with this final battle, with the scale and scope of it, to answer everything that we need to answer, yeah, this will easily get past 35 volumes. It should. I mean, we gotta resolve whatever we got going on with Dead and Cure. We now have Lightning Law. Who knows what his deal is? Who knows if we'll do more with God Agnuella? We promise that the Oresius says Galactica that Shiki brought into his fold previously were gonna come in some way, shape, or form. Like, how's Draken or Shura gonna come back? Or Joker Helix? Enemies turned allies. How are they gonna come back into the picture? The Interstellar Union Army was supposed to come back into the picture. What's the past behind Pino? As well as the Shining Stars and the Dark Stars. There's so many things that still need to be answered. Shiki, we still know nothing about where Shiki came from. Why is it that his existence ends up becoming his own grandfather? Not biologically, but from a certain standpoint. Everything about Shiki's existence is paradoxes. Like why they found him as a baby, why it seemed as though the Shining Stars didn't actually take the trip with Ziggy that they were supposed to apparently have taken. Why does it seem like Pino has memories of 20,000 years in the past? Lady Freya hasn't even showed up. I think I mentioned that already. There's so many things left to get answered. So, take your time, Mashima. I know you might want to move on to Dead Rock and fully commit to that, but I'll be honest, just finish what you got going on now, man. You're cutting yourself too thin. I will fully embrace Dead Rock. Just properly finish Eden Zero. You're one of the few mangaka out there who has consistently finished their storyline. Even the stuff that you cut short turned out pretty dang well. Monster Soul, Hunter Orange, and I ever read Gate of Nightmares. That's the only one so far that I haven't read. But like, nobody's as consistent as this dude. I mean, there are people who are, but not as much. Dude's been pumping out series for almost 25 years now. Raidmaster came out in 1999, and he still has so much gas in the tank. Where does it end with this dude? But I've rambled on enough. Let me know your thoughts and theories. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.